flags. And it's tough when we got guys coming out due to Corona. We got guys getting hurt. It's just like things are kind of weird, but that's no excuse. We just need to get our energy up and execute from the first snap. But I can't really put my finger on one specific thing that's causing us to do that.
We'll go to Chris Fetters and Mike Vorel. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, so I was just curious, actually, if you felt like, I know it's kind of initial reaction right away, but are there any common themes between this game and the Utah game and just falling behind? Are you sensing anything on the sidelines between series and things like that?
I don't think there's like a one thing that came from last week that was similar this week. I think it was just lack of execution. We just need to do our thing from the get-go and not really focus on what our opponent's doing, focus on what we're doing, and we just need to come out faster, higher energy and focused. So.
All right, Mike Vorel, then Lauren Kirschman. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, Ty, I'm wondering on that play that would have been a touchdown to you there in the fourth quarter that was called back. Did you think that it was a touchdown right away? And when did you see the flag, and what was your response to that?
Yeah, I thought it was a touchdown off initially. Then I looked back at it, saw the flag, and MJ unfortunately got called. But we got to do a better job of just flushing it and getting our next play done, because we still had a few more plays that drive to execute, and I think we let that linger a little bit. So I think we need to do a better of just flushing stuff and finishing drives.
All right, we'll take four more for Ty. Lauren Kirschman, then Dan Raley. Go ahead, Lauren.
Yeah, Ty, you mentioned the lack of energy in the first half over these past two games. Why do you think that is, and why do you think you've been able to find it there in the second half?
Sure. I guess maybe the crowd could play into that. I mean, obviously we would like to have our fans there, but that's still no excuse. I'd say I think we just come out thinking that we're going to get one look, and they've been game planning as well, so we get different looks. So I mean, maybe it throws us off a little bit, and seeing our defense, give up a big drive in the beginning kind of maybe lingers into our drive a little bit. But I mean, that's no excuse. I think I think we're gonna learn from this, definitely. We're gonna let this sting a little bit, and we're gonna grow from it. So.
All right, Raley, and then Christian Caple, then Anthony. We'll be done with Ty. Go ahead, Dan.
Hey, Jeff, would you give me a record capability, please?
All set. Go ahead, please.
Thanks. Ty, you mentioned the evil word COVID. Were you guys worried about playing this football game?
No, not really. I feel like we have all our numbers and we're chilling. We're just, as things come at us, we're going to try to handle them as best as we can. But no, we expected fully from the beginning of the week to come in and play.
All right, Christian Caple, and then Anthony Edwards. Go ahead, Christian.
Hey, Ty, obviously Rome stepped up and had a nice game, but when you don't have somebody like Terrell Bynum, kind of a veteran leader like him, and Puka, who's been playing the way he has, just what does that take away from your offense?
I mean, I guess that experience for sure, especially from the young guys, they kind of got, thrown into the fire to go out there and, know the offense completely through, and, it's coming at them fast and analyzing and identifying defenses. But obviously we missed that experience and that passion that Puka brings and TB brings as well. But I mean, I think it's good game experience that the freshmen both got, and they're going to grow from this, and they're both going to be really good players.
All right, Anthony Edwards, go ahead.
Yeah, Ty. So did Coach kind of say the same thing to you guys at halftime as he did last week? Or, I mean, what has his message been to give you guys that extra motivation in the second half?
It's the same thing every week. We know what we got to do. We know how to beat these guys. We just need to, focus on our game and execute. I mean, it's no hidden mystery of what we need to do game plan wise. We just need to be able to lock in, take things as they come, and be able to flush plays when things don't go our way, and execute. And I mean, we started doing that in the second half. Wish we could have done a little bit earlier, but win some, we lose some.
All right, that'll do it for Ty. Thank you for your time here tonight, Ty. Edifuan is ready to go and get in the chair, so we'll stick around and be right back. Hold on. Once we get Eddie's video on here, which will be just a second, we'll go with Caple, Mazvita, Anthony, Mike Vorel to start. So we'll get started. Eddie looks like he's ready. We'll go with Christian Caple. Go ahead.
Hey, Eddie, what do you think it is about Stanford and their offense that's been a tough matchup for you guys the last couple of years?
they're just a gritty team. I mean, very physical. You know, they don't really care if you know what they're gonna run. They're gonna run it, and they're just gonna keep pounding it. You know, regardless. And we gotta do a better job just starting fast. You can't be down 21-0 and expect to be cardiac kids and be miracle workers. You know, that's not football. You know, as a defense, we got to be consistent, and we didn't do that today.
All right, Mazvita, and then Anthony. Go ahead, Maz.
Yeah, just going on that in terms of being consistent, what do you think you guys have to do in terms of being that? I know you talked about starting fast, but is that a mental thing? Is that a physical thing?
I think it's just confidence in your abilities to play. So I think it starts as like, oh, okay, we're just getting a bunch of looks and, you know, we don't know for sure. And we just got to cut that out right away. You know, we got to hone into the film, trust the scheme that we have to play, and just run it. And if there's mistakes, then we have great coaches to fix it. But we can't play slow, if that makes sense. I think we started slow again, and, you know, we couldn't make it back.
All right, Anthony, and then Mike Vorel. Go ahead, Anthony.
Yeah, Edifu on. So do you think the success that teams have had running the ball against you guys has been more like, you know, their offensive line having success, or you guys missing tackles or missing reads, or what is it?
Well, it's a combination of both. I mean, as a scheme-wise, it's just sometimes you're antsy and you want to take a fit, and scheme-wise, they'll gash us, and at the same time, we're just not making correct tackles. So, like I said, next week we got a great opponent, and they're going to see this and they're going to try to abuse us. So we got to get our mind right for it. So,
all right, 4 more for Eddie. Mike Vorel, then Dan Raley, then Fetters, then Alec. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, Eddie, you mentioned it, but you know, it's a very similar game to last week besides the final result. And I'm just wondering for you, how much different is the feeling right now than it was this time a week ago?
it feels like a missed opportunity, to be honest with you, you know, because I know the defense that we can be, and we show it in the second half, but it doesn't really matter if we give it 21 in the first and put our offense in a hole, or we're trying to play catch up, you know.
All right, go with Raley, then Chris Fetters. Go ahead, Dan.
So Eddie, specifically with the run game, it's been a problem more than just this game. You know, shown up in other games. What's the issue there?
I think it's just being able to like get knocked back, linebackers filling in. It's a whole collective unit, you know. We need all 11 guys in the run, and we're not consistently stopping or using all of our guys. And that's not, I'm not trying to say that's a coaching thing. We're not doing our jobs on the run. So we're just not, like, we need to do a better job feeding the run, and that means tackling, that means striking, that means everything. So we just have to be more aggressive.
All right, 2 more, Chris Fetters, then Alec. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, if when Stanford's having success at the line, you know, there's a lot of times where you and Jackson get covered up. And I'm just wondering, over the course of the game, you can tell the frustration, obviously, but how difficult is that mentally for you guys to be able to overcome?
I mean, that's our job, to get off blocks, you know. Coach P would always say, it's not a crime to get off of, or it's not a crime to get blocked, it's a crime to stay on it. So, and there's so many plays in a football game, I can't just expect our D-line to eat up double teams all the time. So I have to be ready to get off double teams or get off blocks. You know, it's a collective unit. So I'm not frustrated at anyone.
All right, again, we're just going to take 1 more, Dave. It's going to be Alec Dietz. That'll be it, and then Coach Lake will be in. So go ahead, Alec.
Hey, you've touched on it a little bit, but Stanford finishes 10 of 13 on third downs. On that last drive, they had those 2 long 3rd and 10s that they converted. Was there sort of a common theme with just those third down conversions?
I mean, honestly, I just see it as we just got to help the DBs more. You know, they had a tough matchup, and our rush, I don't think we sacked him 1 time today. So we just got to get more pressure on this guy and make him have harder throws. So, I mean, I think we failed as a rush group to just try to make him make big mistakes, and, you know, we see what happened.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone. We appreciate your time. We'll be back with Coach Lake here very quickly, everybody. Hold on.
We're very resilient, but we know we can play way better than that. We can play way better than that. And we left a lot out there. If we come out there and play the way we know we should be able to play from the opening minute, then we probably would have had a different outcome. And so, again, proud of the way those guys fought. But unfortunately, I give Stanford a lot of credit. They came in and executed better than we did.
All right, we'll go to Softy and then Lauren. Go ahead, Dave.
Jimmy, is there anything on, it's actually a two-part question. First of all, third down, fourth down, they were 10 for 13 on third and 2 for 2 on fourth. You'll obviously watch the tape, but anything that kind of comes to mind that maybe led to Stanford continuing those drives? And then number two, how significantly or insignificantly were you affected by COVID, either direct cases or quarantine issues today?
Yeah, so no, that opening drive was almost a foreshadowing of things to come. You know, we almost got out there on a 3 and out. They convert on, I think it was a 3rd and 7, and then we got into a 3rd and 13, and then they convert on that one. And, you know, like I mentioned in the opening comments there, we didn't stop their offense until the end of the third quarter. They scored on every single possession. And we're not used to doing that around here, and that needs to get changed in a hurry. And again, credit to Stanford. They made the plays, they made the catches, they had the runs for the first down, got themselves into good plays against our defense. But we're better than that, and we should have cut into that you know, conversion rate. There's no way they should be able to go 10 of 13. And then yeah, just like the whole country, I mean, we're all dealing with issues, whether it's injuries or, you know, the pandemic, and we'll continue to deal with that for the rest of the season.
All right, Lauren Kirschman, then Larry. Go ahead, Lauren.
Jimmy, is there any similarities you're seeing between these two slow starts? Is it a lack of energy, a lack of focus? Just what are you seeing at the beginning of these games?
No, yeah, it's interesting. I don't feel that. The guys are juiced up and they're ready to go. You know, I think without watching the tape, but just from sitting on from the sideline, I can tell that we're not stopping the run 2 times in a row. And that's really the heart of the issue. The last 2 games, they've been able to, both opponents have been able to run the football, move the chains, and just like we want to do on offense, be able to force our will and run the football. Our last 2 opponents have been able to do that against us, which takes a lot of wind out of your sails when you're not able to stop the run.
All right, Larry Stone, then Dan Raley. Go ahead, Larry. Go ahead, Larry.
Yeah, Jimmy, is there anything you could put your finger on for what you just said of the last 2 teams' ability to force their will on you? I mean, that's, you like to say Husky football, and that's not Husky football. What's leading to that?
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to make any excuses. I'm not going to sit up here and make any excuses about why that's happening. We got to get it fixed. We got to play better. We got to get off blocks and shed blocks and get in the backfield and tackle better. We can't have runs go for 5-6 yards and then it's 2nd and 4, 2nd and 5. That becomes a lot easier to call plays on offense when you're always 2nd and medium or 2nd and short. And so we got to tackle better. We got to get off blocks better. We got to get our guys in position to make sure that teams aren't able to run the football the way they have in the first 2 halves of these last 2 games.
Dan Raley and then Mazvita. Go ahead, Dan.
Jimmy, you had no sacks today, which is unusual for this football team. You have the nation's leading sacker. What did they do to you guys?
Yeah, when you can control the ball by running the football and you have a lead, it becomes very difficult to get after the quarterback. And so that's what they did. They controlled the game with their run offense. And that's what Stanford's done for years. And, you know, give credit to them again by establishing the run and getting us on our heels. We weren't able to pin our ears back and get after the passer the way we would like to. We didn't get him behind the chains and be able to send our guys and go get sacks. So again, give credit to Stanford and their quarterback and their offense for giving them a really good game plan to get rid of the football when they needed to and be able to run the ball and keep us at bay.
All right, we'll go to Mazvita and then Caple. Go ahead, Maz.
So Jimmy, kind of two questions real quickly. One of them is Ed talked about the players getting off the blocks. I'm wondering if that's a confidence thing. And then this week, once players are moving forward, and if you look at the film, how do you keep the players from pressing in the next game and just staying patient in terms of the game plan that you'll create this week?
Yeah, I don't think there's any confidence issue. And our guys are going to prepare to go win a football game. Our guys are competitors, our coaching staff are competitors, and we're going to obviously let this one kind of sink in and sting, and it's going to hurt all night and tomorrow. And then we're going to clean all the mistakes up and then get ready for our next opponent. And that's what competitors do. They dust themselves off and get ready for the next one. And that's what we'll do.
All right, we'll go to Christian and then Chris Fetters, and we'll just stick with the hands we have up so far. Go ahead, Christian.
Jimmy, what do you think it is about Stanford in particular that's been such a tough matchup for you guys these last few years?
Yeah, they're always a contender in the North for a reason. They have really good personnel. They have fantastic coaching staff. They do a great job game planning in all three phases. And we know we're going to get their best year in and year out. That's why they're always challenging for the North, just like we're challenging for the North. That's why they've won a bunch of football games, with Coach Shaw and even before Coach Shaw. So this is an opponent that we've always have a lot of respect for. And, very similar to last week against Utah. I mean, the Utah wins, we win. Utah wins, we win. Same thing with Stanford. I mean, these are two quality opponents. One last week that usually represents the South, and obviously today, a team that is always right there in contention for the North.
All right, Chris Fetters, and then Lars. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, Jimmy, Ed was visibly frustrated, really felt like there was a lot there left on the table, as you mentioned. He also talked about just the group, the unit, really being able to kind of hone in on the game plan and the film study and trust it instead of having to maybe think. And he felt like you guys got slow because of that. Would you agree from where you were standing?
Got slow from the game plan, is that what you said?
Just got slow in terms of being able to react and instead of playing and really rolling with it.
Yeah, we'll have to go to the tape, obviously. I think it's always disheartening when, it's second and short, second and medium. And then you get to third down and you're ready to get off the field, and then they do a nice job of converting. And so, I think everybody was frustrated. They were frustrated that they were making more plays than we were. And that's really what it came down to. We got them into some 3rd and 7s, 3rd and 10s, 3rd and 9s, and they were able to convert, and we weren't able to make the play. We make even half of those plays right there. Our offense has got more opportunities to go down there and score. And obviously we keep points off the board if we stop half of those drives.
All right, again, we'll stick with the hands we have up. Lars Hanson, then Art Thiel. Go ahead, Lars.
Yeah, Coach. Thoughts on Rome's game and also Richard Newton. What has held him out the past couple games?
Yeah, very pleased with Rome. You guys were hearing us talking about how much he was performing in training camp and how he kept showing up. Those two young receivers, just from the sideline, he made some fantastic catches. And that's everything that he's been doing in training camp, and I can't wait to continue to see his improvement. That was an awesome performance by him. And, I was also very happy with Jalen McMillan as well. I'm getting out there and getting probably the most playing time he's had this year. And then, with our running backs, again, we're always going to rotate those guys. And, it's going to be changed up from week to week. And we're going to play the guys that are ready to go.
All right, Art Thiel, then Josh Kirshenbaum. Go ahead, Art.
Jimmy, Nakua and Bynum obviously didn't play. Did you play without them in practice this week, or was that a late development? And how much did that limit your options on offense?
Yeah, so again, teams are dealing with different things throughout the whole year. And, we're really happy that we were able to get Jalen McMillan and Rome a ton of reps in the game tonight. And those banked reps now are going to really help build the confidence of those guys as we move here forward into our next game.
All right, Josh Kirshenbaum, then Dave, and then Alec Dietz will wrap us up. Go ahead, Josh.
Yeah, Jimmy, two questions about penalties. That first drive, there was the back-to-back with the 12 men followed by the delay of game. Was that a communication issue, an on-field issue? And then after the fumble, the back two holding calls, just how did you feel that affect the drive and set up the offense with third and very long?
Yeah, the first one, that's on us. And so we got to get that corrected. The 12 men and the delay of game that's on us as coaches, and we got to get that corrected. And then the holding calls, again, we're sitting on the sideline, and we'll have to look on the tape. I thought it was a very clean game in terms of penalties for the most part on both sides. And I didn't think there was very many controversial calls or anything like that. So we'll have to look at the tape and see if it was a hold. But I'm sure if it was close, that referee crew did a nice job all night, then it was probably a hold. But again, without seeing the tape, I'm not sure.
Excuse me, two more, Dave, Softy, Mahler, and Alec Dietz. Go ahead, Dave.
Jimmy, what'd you make of your safety play specifically, if you can talk about those guys on the back end? And then kickoff, Stanford had pretty good field position for the majority of the game. Was the plan to try to pin them deep, or are you still looking to bomb those out of the end zone there?
Yeah, we definitely so kickoff for sure. We're trying to bomb those out if we can. Obviously, we did not do that. And that's always going to change in Husky Stadium. Today was actually a really good day, but you never know from wind direction if we're going to be able to do that or not. But very not pleased at all with our kickoff coverage unit. And that was one of the things that we've been working on all week, which is makes it even more disappointing that we weren't able to cover correctly and not give those guys great field position. So that's another one that we're going to have to get corrected here very, very quickly. Safeties, I'll have to go to the film and go see what was happening. But at this point, I can't say anybody played great on defense with giving up that many rushing yards and giving up well over 65% on third down. I don't think I can point to anybody and say they played a great game.
All right, last question for Coach from Alec Dietz. Go ahead, Alec.
Hey, Jimmy, you touched on that last offensive possession after the turnover. I wanted to ask, just outside those two holding penalties, what were your thoughts just on, the shot play to tie and then the subsequent plays?
You're talking about the same drive, the shot play to tie, the in the end zone that got called back?
Yeah, that last drive.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, first of all, great job by our defense, responding there, getting another turnover in a critical situation. Great job by Trey McDuffie forcing that ball. Probably, one of the highlights that we did on that side of the ball, get us in position to go down there and make it close. But I think it was a great call by Coach Donovan. We had what we wanted, and we got a holding call. So we're gonna have to go to the tape and make sure we clean that up and see what it looked like. But I think overall in these first four games, we have played very clean on that side of the ball. We have not had that many holding calls, but it was a great play call. We got exactly what we wanted. Dylan Morris threw a strike and Ty Jones caught it. Unfortunately, the referees called the holding call, so it didn't count.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Coach. We'll see everybody on Monday. Have a good night.